Oh my god, the camera is off. This is not a good start so far. Oh my god, the camera is off. And I can hear myself. Not a good start so far. Oh my god. Anyway, hello guys, welcome back to Division 2 of OTLR. We are here for round 3 at the Temple of Speed. I am joined by Lanky, the one and only. I couldn't find a good picture for him today, as I didn't want to keep it the same all season. So he is stuck with the OTLR logo for now on. I will try and find one for next race. If you guys have any suggestions and you are in the Discord, let me know. But Lanky, hello, how are you?
Hello, everybody. I'm doing good. Ready for the Temple of Speed. See what these guys can bring, as we know it's a tough one for management round here, being on the throttle so much. So, be interesting to see how these guys get on.
Yeah, and obviously with the last regulations, Monza was, I would say, is pretty much one of the favorite tracks on the calendar with the low downforce and the speed it goes. However, we are on to the 26 cars, new regs, and there's been some mixed reactions from all the drivers in the league. What would you think about this track with these new cars? Would you say it's going to be a good race, or do you think it's not going to be as well as it was with the cars from last year?
I think it would be pretty good, because there's going to be a lot of different battery sort of management going on, different strategy. So I think the racing wise, it could be pretty good.
Yeah. And interestingly enough, the last time we was around Monza, Drizzle was the one that took the win. So can he do that today? Obviously, it was on the old cars. Has he got any pace on these new ones? But we shall see. And speaking of the drivers, here are the standings. It is currently being led by Dr. Steele on 29 points, followed by then Nicholas, who has been promoted to Division 1. So the next person to fight Steele is Course Dynamo. However, I don't think he's racing today. I don't remember seeing his name in the list. It might be. I might have just been a bit blind. But we will move to the constructor standings, where Ferrari slay on 47 points with good form this season. They are leading by more than 20 points, so it's pretty good for them. Going over to the track map, it is going to be 11 turns for the Temple of Speed, 7 to the left, 4 to the right, 5.7 kilometers, and the one that everyone wants, they want it to be raining. And do I have news for you? Because it's raining, and still
it's not raining.
It's pissing down. Oh my god. Okay. Down. Well, this is definitely going to turn some things around, because, you know, people wanted a wet race, but not a wet qualifying. So all the practice that they probably would have done throughout the week has gone out of the window, don't you think?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I wonder if we'll have the lobby reset, but could also be there in the race. But yeah, I don't think it's going to be getting dry during this qualifying, because even if it was to stop like midway through, there's quite a bit of water on the surface. So,
There's no cars,
and it doesn't look like it wants to stop either. It's very dim.
Keep chuckling. Anyway, there's a Ferrari leaving the pit. I'm going to guess who that is, and it's going to be Steele. No surprise there, is it?
He's probably had a little rain dance and everything, that guy.
Don't know who's more excited, the viewers or Steele. He's been begging for rain for the past how many weeks now, and we finally got it. So,
every week he asks for it.
Well, if he doesn't win this race, then something's well, that's not a good start, having a lockup on your first turn. But everyone's going to be having pretty slow outlaps. I imagine they'll go for multiple laps if they have the fuel. And one thing I would like to note before we actually get any further is, can you guys hear Lanky?
Yeah, that would be a good thing.
Can you hear Lanky?
Name myself. Oh, yep, they can.
Yep, you can hear Lanky. Thank you. You know what? I have myself in a little assistant, Lanky. I got Brian watching the stream from start to finish. Anytime I need help, he's going to be the one to do it. He's basically my personal assistant for this race. But yeah, still, he's always going to be the first one out when it comes to the wet weather. Do you think he's going to be the one on pole at the end of this 16 minutes?
Well, the amount he claims to want the rain. I'd expect him to be strong. So, yeah. If he can put his money where his mouth is, he could definitely be one.
Yeah, that is true
Up there.
indeed. As he is about to start his lap. So we'll go on board with him. And Lanky, would you like to give it away for the first lap of this wet session in Monza?
Who are we with? Sorry, I didn't have my map up.
It's fine. Still. Still.
Right, yeah. There we go. So he's starting his lap there across the line now. Flat out for quite a long way on this track. But then heavy braking into turn 1. As we come into that braking zone now, looks to be okay this time round. No lockup. Looks nice and tight on the inside apex there of turn 2. And then again, flat out now around the sweeping turn of turn 4, I think. Because there's a little kink just before it. I think that's turn 3. Can't do my maths here. Into the second of the 2 chicanes. To see if he can keep it nice and tidy through here. It's the exit you got to think about, and he does get a little bit wiggly on the exit there. Nearly goes over the line, exceeding the limits, but just manages to keep it within. And again, that curb is another one that it's easy to just sweep out too far to the left and end up over that line. But in these conditions, Steele is managing to keep it within the limit so far. So now we come through, I'm going to say Ascari, but it's got a new name, I believe.
I think that's still the same.
Is it still Ascari? I've heard someone, I'm sure I've heard someone call it something else, but it's Ascari for me. And then, yeah, now down to the final corner, which is
Parabolica.
Pretty difficult in the rain. Yeah, Parabolica, this one. Yeah. This one's difficult in the rain because you've got to be patient back on the throttle. But now on the final run down to the line, for the first time on the board, and it's going to be a 32.929.
I think,
but not a bad lap for the wet, really. It's just over 10 seconds slower than a dry lap. No, a bit more. Yeah, about 15 seconds. 14
so
seconds.
We got some
more, the 18s.
I believe so. So we've got some more times so far. Still in the head by almost 2 seconds. And I lost track of where people are. If everyone I did
because I didn't have my map up when you put me in on the spot then at the start of his lap. So hang on a minute, where is he?
That's right. Who's next to set a lap? LD Rail. He had an unfortunate time in Texas last time out. Can he do the same today? Well, can he change that around? Not do the same today. Of course, as the line is looking like it's going to be P3. 34.7. It's going to be Hilly that's next up. The teammate of Still. He's actually on his out lap, so I was wrong there. We move over to Pipe Tech, who is on his lap. He's giving that Red Bull behind him a pretty good tow. That could be the Red Bull of Adam, who is going to be a main contender when it comes to getting pole alongside Still and Hilly. But Pipe Tech goes towards the line now. What time will it be for him? It's going to be a 1:36.2. Adam with a bit of a slow lap, a 39.9, not a bit of a slow lap, a pretty slow lap, if I was to be honest. We've got Vintrix next. He jumps up to... Oh, no, he must have been just starting his lap. We've got Robin West, or he's... No, I don't even know where people are anymore.
So Ricciardo in the chat said it's Parabolica, which has got a new name. I knew a corner had a new name. I was a couple corner... Well, B corner before. I thought it was Ascari, but no, it's Parabolica with a new name.
RS Alguero goes to finish his lap, 38.9, jumps up ahead of his teammate. What about Hilly? Hilly is not close to his lap being done, but we've got Robin on the lap. He's going to get a nice tow down to the line from the Alpine. Don't know what I'm saying. As he jumps up to P2, 3 temps of Still. So Still so far with a pretty good benchmark for these other drivers to try and beat. Obviously, these 11 minutes... I can't really tell if the track is getting drier or wetter. I imagine it's getting drier. We'll see as time starts to unfold in the next 11 minutes. But coming up to the final corner, Hilly just a bit hesitant on the exit. Probably lost a bit of time there. It's now going to burn to the line. I just realized none of these drivers are going to have overtake mode. And he's only P14. So not a great lap from him. Vintrix now, the only one yet to set a time. What can he do as he comes up to the final corner before it's flat out to the line? So he crosses the line now. What time would it be for Vintrix? He jumps up to P9 with 34.9. I believe more drivers are on a lap. Still definitely is not. He might be going for another one, or is he onto the pits? I believe he's onto the pits. Someone who does look like they're pushing, though, is Robin. He could just be on a very quick in-lap, but by the looks of things, I imagine he's going to be pushing. 3 attempts is all he needs to find to take provisional pole for the time being, as it is a wet qualifying. Imagine the last driver to leave the pits will have the biggest advantage. It's just if they can set the lap when the time comes. As for Robin, though, comes towards the line. Can he grab provisional pole from Still? No, he can't. He's just a 10th behind. Still improves by a good margin. His teammate Farhan also improved up to P4. We just about missed that. Griffin up to P5. What about Alberta Tetris, who I think personally has had a bit of an unlucky first bit of the season, falling back in quite a few races. He is now up there in P6. How long can he hold this off for within this weather? When it comes to weather, it's all about driver skill, the performance of the cars, because even on realistic or on equal performance, each car has this own little thing that makes it a bit better than the other one. I believe there is a Red Bull on a lap. Is that Adam? He's invalidated, so I don't imagine it will be him. What about Pipe Tech? Pipe Tech does look like he's pushing. Can he get a nice tow from Adam, the car that has invalidated? I don't know if he's close enough. They go on board. Yeah, he's not close enough as he comes into the pit, actually. So I don't think he'll be setting any more times. Who can we see on a lap? Hilly, purple in Sector 1. How true that is, because we know what EA can be like sometimes. We are unsure. But he is definitely on a push lap. He needs to go and find a chunk of time if he wants to be competitive towards this race, especially if it's raining. Bit deep through the second chicane and a massive snap on the exit of the second Lesmo. So Hilly not having the greatest of times with this weather. Yeah, as he's actually lost a chunk of time. He's 2.1 seconds down. Meza, who did really well in the pre-season race around Imola, that was not streamed. He is not on the lap. He slows down for some of the cars behind. We can go on board with a Mercedes who's not on a lap. Still is on his out lap. So there is an Alpine of Griffin that we're on. So who's on a lap? I have no clue. Is it RS Salguero? Nope. I believe it's Adam. Adam is...
Or is he in lap?
Adam is 6... No, he wasn't 6 seconds up in his... No, he was. Adam was 6 seconds up in his time and he invalidated coming through the fast chicane there. Hopefully Mira can also set a time. He is yet to do so. I'm a bit surprised that the majority of these drivers decided to start on the wets. I thought there would have been inters from start to finish, if I was being honest.
Maybe the wets were the first run to try and create a bit of a line, which we can now see on the track, and then inters towards the back end of qualifying. Because when we first come in, it was very wet.
P11 for Mira, 34.5. Not that far off improving. However, if he wants to get into the top 5, he's got to find a second and a bit. I think Vintrix also found time. He got up to P5 with 35.5. There is now an Alpine of Drizzle. No, it's not Drizzle. It is his teammate, Griffin. Griffin flies into the pits. So we will go on board with... Oh... Is it this other Alpine? Yeah, we'll go back on board.
Yeah, I'm trying to... Yeah. I don't know who's on in-lap or hot lap.
Yeah. I don't think it's Drizzle. He's on a pretty slow lap. So we'll go back on board with RS Salguero. He is on his push lap. Currently sat on a 36 flat. Adam's definitely going to have to find some time in this weather if he wants to try and fight for any good spots towards the end of the race. I've also heard maybe starting an alternative strategy around this track could be beneficial in the race. We'll see if any of those drivers decide to do that.
See, I would think like that. I would want the faster tyre with a lighter car at the end.
And also, when it comes to track like this, there is one person that comes to mind that has a pretty good history of doing well in races. As actually Adam improves up to P2, 32.7. I thought he invalidated, so I didn't even see that. I'm pretty sure it invalidated. So that's a bit strange. But do you know who I'm on about, Lanky? When it comes to tracks where, you know, doing the alternative strategy and going a bit longer works out? Spoiler alert, it's Ty Clear. I think he'll do well
it
here.
was either going to be Ty or Adam were the two I was thinking.
The still improves again, 31.7. What can RS Salguero do? Can he improve on his position? He's going to have to find quite a bit of time. So he then crosses the line. It's going to be still P18 for him. What about Hilly? Hilly's just starting his lap. So go on board with LD Rail, who's 7 tenths up in his time, which will put him all the way up to P12. No more than that. And he jumps up to P11, so he does find some more time on the exit there. What about Farhan? Oh, I didn't even click on Farhan. He's just starting his lap. So I think they need to make a difference between the Cadillac and the Haas, because there's no difference. Like, you look on the track map and there's 4 white symbols. Is Adam on another lap? No. Go back with Dooney. He is almost 8 tenths up in his time, so he's going to be looking to jump up quite a bit. 4 minutes left in qualifying. Imagine some of the drivers will be coming in to wait for those final few seconds. Dooney now comes towards the start of his lap, and I also believe he has a 5-place grid drop, so he's going to have a pretty good qualifying if he wants to start near the front. Jumps up to P2 with a 31.9. 2 drivers in the 31 so far. Good lap from him. What about Aiden? Aiden has invalidated. What about his teammate of Ty Clear? Does Ty Clear come into the pits? Yes, he does. Steele is about to cross the line, or is he going into the pit as well? He comes into the pits to really go and put on a fresh set of inters for his final run. Obviously, with a lobby reset, he can use as many tyres as he wants. However, his teammate crosses the line, and it is not a good... Well, it is a good lap. It's P7, but not good enough for that top 5. Farhan is next. He doesn't improve. I think next up is one of the Alpines. Go on board with Drizzle. Drizzle is 1.6 seconds down on his lap coming out of this fast chicane. Griffin, oh no, it says he's 5 tenths up, but he's just starting his lap. What about Meza? Meza is 5 tenths up. He is looking to jump all the way up to P5 if he can get this to stick. Comes towards the final corner now. Where can he get up to? Can he break into that top 10? Imagine he can. So he crosses the line. It's going to be P4 for Meza. 32.7. Only 3 drivers into those 31 so far. What about Alberto Tetris? He is not up in his time. He is 3 tenths down. Can he find any time in those final corner? And he doesn't. Hilly has invalidated. Next up, it's going to be Robin West, who's going to get a beautiful tow from the Alpine. Hopefully this can jump him up as many places as he need. Could this be the moment where he gets ahead of Still? It's going to be foot to the floor all the way to the line. And will it be provisional pole for him? Yes, it will, by 2 tenths of a second. He sits on a 31.5 for now. Griffin with the amazing tow that helped him get there. What about Hilly? No, it's not Hilly. It's going to be Vintrix. He's 5 tenths up in his time. He's also looking to jump up to P7. I don't think he'll jump up anymore unless he finds chunk of time in Sector 3. But he has. And it's a P5 for him, 32.5. Still a whole second back from the man that sits on provisional pole. And I believe it's Meza again that went for a double lap. He's still up on his time. So that just shows how much time there is to find when it comes to the grip and how much it's improving. But the Hasses are looking good. Can the second hand of Farhan get up there as well? Meza jumps up to P4, 32.4. That will be his last run of the day. What about the... Ooh, is it Hilly? Hilly's invalidated. So that's going to be his qualifying session over. What about Aiden? Aiden's starting his lap. His teammate's also starting his lap. Go on board with Farhan, who is 8 temps up on his time. Where will this jump him up to? Can he get close to his teammate, or at least into the top 5 to get a good result for Haas? He crosses the line. It's a P6, 32.3. Robin improves even more. So Steele's going to have to get his work
really chopping the time off.
Yeah, Steele's going to have to get the man that talks about the wet weather. He sits in P2, one place off that starting spot. Honestly, I don't know what is better to start with this track. I think maybe pole would be better to start with. Obviously, everyone wants pole, but Adam 3 temps up.
Yeah, it's one of the hardest turn ones on the calendar, isn't it?
Adam has a snap and he's around the place. Holy moly. He's gone around. I had some flashbacks of Ryan Hurren just for a second there. What about Griffin? No, we've gone board with someone that's closer to finishing their lap. Aiden, 10th and a half up. He's going to get a tow from Adam, who had a massive moment and goes into the pits and will most likely fall back down the grid. Aiden up to P7. What about Griffin? It isn't Griffin. It's going to be Drizzle. The last time we was around this track, he won. And I don't know what I was doing because it wasn't him. I think it's Alberta Tetris. He's a 10th up on his time. Jumps up to P8 for now. What about Hilly? He's down on his time. And he's in P15. So an absolute stinker for one of the Ferraris. His teammate is going to have to do as much as he can. Climbs up to P12 at least. What about Still? Still is not improving enough. 61 milliseconds is all the time he was able to find coming into the final corner. But he's still got some more grip on the exit and might be able to find a few temps, maybe 1 or 2. But will it be enough? Yes, it will be by 6 milliseconds. And that is a crazy close qualifying. 6 milliseconds as Robin flies into the pits. What about Vintrix? Vintrix has invalidated, and that is going to be qualifying over. Still just about taking that pole, edging it by 6 milliseconds, almost 7. And that is going to be our qualifying. You get what I did there?
Yeah.
You get what I did there. Anyway, that is our top. This is our top 5. Still taking it by 6 milliseconds. Followed by Robin, Griffin, who I think this is his best qualifying of the season so far. Dooney, who does have a 5-place grid drop. Correct me if I'm wrong. Followed by Meza with another good qualifying. Imagine what he could have done if it was dry. Then Farhan, Aiden, Alberta Tetris, who, in my opinion, although he's not in the top 5, had a really strong qualifying if you base it off recent results. Vintrix, his first race of the season, gets to P9, and Drizzle up to P10. We'll go back to my beautiful face, where you can see my hair. Yes, I need a haircut. I get it. If anyone wants to cull it for me, just let me know. Right. Just had to do that real quick. Anyway, boom. As we now go to the lobby restart, who's the new girl on cam? Right, guys, this is unacceptable.
Who said that?
Corey
Brooks.
Brooks.
Oh, Corey.
Yeah, honestly, get him gone. Ban him. Ban him. Anyway. You know what? One thing I haven't actually done yet is I haven't actually got the calendar on my OBS. I get it. I'm a rookie. I'm sorry. But I will try and get it done as we go to the lobby reset. Any predictions that we have, feel free to put them in chat. I will actually get one started. Unless Corey or any one of the other admins want to get one started on the who will win. I think we should base it on the top 3. See if any one of those will get there. And for some reason, I have an advert on OTLR. That's great. If anyone wants... No, I can't do that. Never mind. I was going to say if anyone wants to give me a sub, but it's fine. But your wet pace is tier 5 pace. That is pretty unfortunate, but you was able to grab a few places in the end. Monza, with these cars, I think these drivers got a bit lucky, if I was being honest. If wet, still win because wet merchant. If dry, you don't know. But let's just pray to God that we get a good race. 'Cause that's all that matters.
Yeah, I don't mind the rain on this game.
Yeah. Get Hilly in Division 1. I think we should get PW Jones in Division 2. What about you? I'm joking.
He's not race wise. He's not done too bad. Like, he just needs to get his quality pace is letting him. That is what lets him down a little bit.
Yeah. So, you know what? As we enter, like, I think almost the 3rd month of the DLC coming back, I'm starting to miss the old cars. But don't worry, 2030 will be my year. I'm telling you right now, as that's when the new regulations will be back on.
V8s, hopefully.
V8s, yeah. My ears will be excited. I think I might go deaf.
If they have a nice sound to them, I'm 100% going to Silverstone.
Your year is never. Brian and Brumo, how about you start playing good football and score some goals for Manchester United? Don't you agree? Don't you agree?
He's good on the ball, yeah, but he just needs to put the ball in the net a little bit more. But on the ball, he's really good.
Yeah. As we now go back to the lobby restart, there will be a brief intermission while we wait for these drivers to get their spots ready. In the meantime, what we shall do is look at the driver reactions. So far, all I'm seeing is how excited the drivers are for it to be wet.
Could be Dret.
Could be Dret. That's a word I haven't used in a very long time. That is a great. Oh, if only. If only. Now, if any of you are watching any streams from the drivers and there is some action that we miss, always feel free to send it into the Division 2 chat if you are racing. And I will try and watch some of them back if I missed any of the action in the race. Obviously, I'll try not to, as my job as a commentator is to catch all the action. However, I can't catch anything. I am a bit slow. Right. As now we just wait. I'm just going to waffle. If anyone, wants to ask anything in chat, just let me know. If you want to sign up, you can join the Discord. I think it's in the description. But you can sign up for racing on Tuesdays and Wednesdays, 8 o'clock. It's going to be a pretty good season. We are next at Singapore for next week, which is actually going to be pretty difficult for some of these drivers. Don't know what it's like in these new cars. I haven't raced it. But we shall see it
It's
as
not
the
too bad
time
with your
comes.
battery because of all the heavy braking, so that shouldn't be a problem. But it's one of those tracks, and it's got walls, and any track with walls is
any track with walls means safety car. Yeah. As you know what? The one track I'm surprised is not on the calendar based on who created it is Hungary. I thought that would have been a track on the calendar if I was being honest. Wouldn't you agree? Because it's his home race, so you would have thought.
Yeah, true. Maybe he's not
I think it's
fond
his
of
home
it,
race.
like racing on it.
I could be thinking of Meza.
Adam on it.
I don't know if I'm thinking of Meza or Adam. Right. As we was meant to have a 20 driver grid, however, one of the drivers have decided not to show, which is a bit unfortunate. They're both from Hungary. Oof, I'm feeling a bit hungry. Right. So, of course, I'm hungry. Don't appreciate those words, Brian Mbrumo. Is that how you pronounce the name? Mbrumo, right? Yeah, that's how you pronounce it. Who do you think will win the Premier League, Lanky? Don't say Manchester United because I'll just say go wrong.
United.
Oh my god. OTLR league race.
I got
More like
back my
OTLR
team, haven't I?
comedy show. What? Sorry, what was that?
I got to back them.
Got back them. I think Arsenal are going to go back to back.
Nah.
OTLR only fans. Ashton start selling his hair clippings. If you would like. Bolton Wanderers in my FIFA career. You know, I started a Football Manager save with Salford, and I'm doing absolutely terrible. Going back to the National League. Salford are just the worst, don't you agree? I don't even know if I'm pronouncing that right. God, don't you think this weather is just a bit too much? It's a bit hot, don't you think?
Yeah, it is a warm one.
Yeah.
It's been a strange year, you know. At the beginning of the year, we had rain for like 6 weeks straight, and then now we've had no rain for like 2 months.
I can't wait for it to rain.
Not here, anyway.
As soon as it rains where I am, I'm going outside and doing angels on the ground. You know what? I don't like the wet in F1, but I like the wet in real life. Those direct conditions, they help me sleep. As we're actually about to get into the race now. So we will cut back to the screen in just a second. Oh, I thought we were getting ready. Okay, the countdown did start, but apparently people are not ready yet. Right, guys, who thinks I should put Lanky on the spot again? Do you think I should do it?
It's your week this week, innit?
I think I will put Lanky on the spot again.
Not for Monza, you can do it.
All right, guys. put in the chat if I should put him on the spot for the first lap of Monza. Justice for Lanky. There is no justice here. Right, as we shall go to the race. Right, we are going to get started soon. Who will win this race? Let's pray that it's dry, because that means we get some good racing. After the controversial ending last time out, we want it to be clean from start to finish. However, there is a pretty good chance of a safety car around this track. I could be wrong. But with how much braking has got to go on, I'm just here for the turn one chaos. Need to see how bad reports might be. And it's going to be a dry race, so you know what? You can leave now. You can just leave now. And I didn't jinx it. I didn't jinx it. Ooh. You have to see Aiden's clip. You know what? I will, after the stream, I will see that. Oh no, never mind. It wasn't a clip, it was a GIF. Old people don't know the difference between clips and GIFs. Honestly, I'm joking. I'm joking, guys. I'm joking. However, all the drivers will be going for their setups. Do we think we underfuel for this sort of track or no? Because there's not really that opportunities to try and recharge, as it's mainly straights and level corners.
I don't know what fuel is. I haven't done a long race on this track, so I don't know what it's like for. I'd imagine it's a lot of throttle in it. It could be quite a greedy one for the fuel.
Yeah. As you know what, I'm terrible when it comes to driving around here. As it is taking a bit of time for the beep. Obviously, I don't get to hear that. I don't have that privilege.
It's just started. open.
Okay, I'm going to give it off to Lanky for the first lap of this race, aren't I? I'm joking.
Are you?
I
don't mind. Go on then.
I shall do it. As we are about to go 5 lights out in Monza, who's going to get the better start, Still or Robin? The lights are out and away we go. It's looking like a pretty good start for both the drivers. Still just being able to get to that much. Actually, no, Robin had a bit of a stinker for the start. Griffin is able to take the lead for now. However, as Corey said, pretty messy turn 1. Damage, wings everywhere. And Still is now in the lead of this race. And there's already a virtual safety car. So, Corey, there you go. Take your clip. And you can go and take the rest of the day off. Griffin falls down to P5. Robin and Farhan now on that second and third spot. It's been a... I don't even know what happened. It was a bit... I didn't see what happened between the front two. I don't know if there's any damage, as Dooney actually has a 10-second penalty for ignoring a yellow flag. So he might have overtook a car on the track and didn't give the place back. So that is going to be unfortunate for him. It is early in the race.
Yeah,
so
there is a bit of a squabble going on.
As actually cars are still being overtaken during the virtual safety car. So I'm not quite sure what's going on here. And obviously, if you're smart, you could build a gap under the safety car. Because some people like to build a delta. As I'm saying right now, Steele has a 1.4 second gap. That means he's pretty close to like his delta, whereas Robin, he's a bit slow. He's slowing down a bit, so when it goes, he can go full throttle. As it actually is out now, Robin is within the second still. However, is he going to be able to make a move? It's still pretty close. Drizzle goes into the pits, gets a 10-second penalty. Hilly, Pipe Tech, and Ty Clear into the pits. Mirror also in the pits, so major damage for these few drivers. Robin just really struggling with that first turn, loses out to his teammate. Drops down to P3, and I don't even know what really is happening with this first opening lap. Dooney up to P4, however, with a 10-second penalty, he will eventually have to serve that. Still leading the race for now. LD Rail in the Mercedes, he's chasing down Adam, as we have Vintrix just behind out of that train. He's definitely going to have to do some catching up. However, it is Monza, and if you're not in that train when it comes to the overtake mode, you're pretty much going to get gapped as Dooney overtakes Robin. Will we see any yo-yo racing when it comes to Monza? We shall have a look as we come through the chicane to the back straight. Tries to look for a move, but backs out. Don't know if he was looking for a move or just getting out of that dirty air. However, looking at those cars fly through that corner is a pretty good camera angle to watch, as Dooney is going to make another move on Farhan, coming side by side to the Parabolica. He's got the inside line, just wasn't close enough to get it, but gets it on the exit. Actually had more grip than Farhan, and now leads to the is now P2, chasing down the leader of this race. But as we go back to yo-yo racing, Robin and Farhan having contact and bouncing off each other, going free ride into turn 1. This isn't going to end well, as one gets ahead. However, this is pretty clean racing in my opinion between these three drivers here. One of them backed off, two of them are still side by side going in to that first turn, but that has allowed Still to gain a gap of 1 second. However, they've caught up pretty quickly, as there is some intense racing in the first 3 laps of this race. Aiden and Alberta Tetris are fighting. Aiden gets ahead, Alberta Tetris still in the points. Hopefully it will stay that way. Who is close to making a new overtake. We'll go back on board with Farhan, 5 tenths behind Dooney. Robin still somehow able to keep that place in P2. Griffin makes a move along the outside of Farhan, jumps up to P4. Meza also gets ahead just about. Will he be able to keep it? Yes, he does. Don't know if he got a track warning there, but still is up to P5, and Farhan is still side by side, switching places non-stop. Was that intentional move from Meza? Is he going to get the overtake mode to potentially try and make a move? Robin is getting closer to Still by the second. Hilly and Ty Clear towards the back of the grid are fighting, but we're going to stay on board to see if Robin can gain any time on Still and try and overtake him into turn 1. No, however, Dooney looked for the inside. Doesn't do it just yet. Wasn't close enough to make the dive into that first turn. Stays P3 for now. But the first 4 opening laps, although there was a virtual safety car, Don't you think it's been pretty good battles all around?
Yeah, these two really going at it at the front. Robin was having a little nosy on the inside there into the chicane, but couldn't get it done. That's allowed Steele. It's compromised his entry and exit, so that's allowed Steele to get a little bit of a gap and relieve a little bit of that pressure for the time being.
Yeah, as Meza takes over Farhan once again. Those guys need to stop fighting each other realistically and try and catch up with the grid. We love a good fight, but will it cost them in the long run as Robin gets his fast 3-second penalty as Meza goes a bit wide there? Did they have contact there? He's pushed a bit wide, but I think that was just hard racing. Aiden able to overtake both the drivers, jumps up to P5. Robin and Griffin are fighting. I think Robin was just lifting off to try and save as much battery as he can. That allows Griffin to jump ahead, but has that cost him? Is he going to get re-overtaken? As if you run out of battery pretty early on or late on in this in this lap, it's going to cost you as Meza overtakes Aiden once again. 5-second penalty to the mouse. Yes, indeed. As we got some moves towards the back. Vintrix is going to be overtaking Pipe Tech. Come on, Pipe Tech, get him late on the brakes. Looks for the inside, but backs out at the last second. Farhan, Aiden, and Alberta Tetris. He's catching up towards those front 7. He's 1.5 behind. He's actually losing a bit of time, so maybe not. Dooney falling back a bit. He's just about playing with that 1 second penalty. Not penalty, 1 second time. As we got a retirement in the pit lane after 5 laps. Drizzle, the last time winner of Monza in the OTLR. Aiden, is he going to make a move on Farhan? Farhan, he's had a bit of a mixed race, don't you think? He was at the top, then he's now P6. So that just shows how much fighting we're seeing coming into this race. However, can he... Oh my God, what is that? He didn't even take the corner at that point. He just went straight on. He's got a 3-second penalty right there. Luckily, it didn't collect anyone else. Adam is climbing the ranks of the table. He's up to P11 after having a pretty stinky qualifying session. As Shrek Totalis, is he going to make a move coming in to that final corner? Goes for the outside. Can he get that move to stick? Drifts a bit wide. Does he have the grip? I believe he does, if he's able to keep this lead, which he has. And that is a great overtake from Shrek Totalis. The man whose Shrek / Harry Potter spell really confuses me. LD Rail overtakes Alberta Tetris. Gets up to P8. Aiden and Farhan are fighting. Going side by side. Last time we saw overtake here, there was a spin in Division 1 and there was contact debris on the track. And I believe that's the Haas with front wing damage on the right-hand side. And that's going to be costly for him. He might have to come into the pits to go and change that. As Robin is getting pretty close to the back of Griffin. Griffin and still doing well not to pick up any penalties in this opening stint. Still is overtaken by Dooney. But was that a mistake by Dooney? As Steele's going to have the advantage of having overtake mode and has most likely saved a bit more battery. So we are for the first time going to see a driver pick up a magic mushroom and fly past the driver ahead. We'll go on board of him to see what he can do. Is he going to be late on the brakes coming to turn 1? Hopefully no collisions as he gets ahead before the corner is even made and reclaims that P1 spot. Farhan comes into the pits to fix that wing damage that he picked up. What about LD Rail? He was actually re-overtaken by Alberta Tetris and is now back down to P8. We're just looking at the timing screen to see who should be the next person to make that move. So far, I think it's going to be Vintrix. Vintrix is getting pretty close to the back of Adam. Adam, obviously, one of the drivers that was in Division 1 but has moved down. So we know he definitely has the pace to be at the front. However, his pace around this track doesn't seem to be the best, as Dooney's just been overtaken by Robin. I don't think his battery management has been the best so far, as he's been back and forth between over in places. Is he going to make a move here? You know what? This scene reminds me of Cars in that first film. I think Alberta Tetris is going to be making a move. It looks for the inside. Yeah, it's got it done. However, can he get it to stick? Or will the Mercedes with LD Rail have the grip to try and re-overtake? Don't think he's close enough just yet. Or maybe he is. LD Rail retakes it. But who's going to have that position coming into the first turn? Still side by side. The Williams driver backs off just a tiny bit. Robin, and still they're going to be free ride coming into the second chicane. Still backs off just a bit. Robin gets the lead. Dooney just about missed out. And now Robin is now the leader of this race. Once again, will still do anything to respond before the lap is over. Got some more moves at the back between Hilly and Ty-Clear. However, we're going to stay on board with Dooney to see if he can make a move on Still. He seems to be right into the action, especially when it comes to overtakes. He doesn't like sitting P3. I don't know what stage of the lap their tyres will start to degrade, but I imagine it will be pretty soon. As we see Robin there to try and break the toe from the cars behind. Dooney getting real close to the back of Still. However, with this train, I don't think we'll get any overtakes unless Dooney or Still have used a bit too much of their battery. Robin loses the place to Still. Doon also overtakes Robin. So that's what I was saying about the battery. If you use a bit too much of it, as he tries to make a move and spins around. That was a bit of a bad judgment from Robin there. Just about missed out. Don't think anyone was out to blame there, but he's down to P4 and just got unlucky there. Who is next? Is it Vintrix versus Pipe Tech? Alberta Tetris and Andreas are the first ones to pit when it comes to the normal strategy. I don't know if it will be a one-stop for them or a two-stop, if I'm being completely honest. But we'll see as the laps start to unfold. So actually go on board with the tyres. Why is it not going on to tyres? I forgot how to do it. Here we go. So a few drivers did start on the hard tyres, such as Robin, Meza, Aiden, and LD Rail. So I would like to see how they are at the start of at the end of this race. Sorry, I already smell 8 tickets. Well, you and Lanky could be very busy towards the end of this race. Adam climbing up to P8, almost gets taken out there, almost just clips the back of him, but he was able to dodge that by the skin of his teeth. And now it is up to P7. Adam climbing pretty well, as now we get back to the yo-yo racing. LD Rail back ahead. Still with Dooney. Is he going to make a lunge coming in? He goes for the inside actually. No, technically that's the outside. Bit of a snap from Dooney. Can still use that to his advantage. Has a bit of a slide on exit.
We've got Adam in the pit. Oh, Vintrix retires. He comes in the pits as well, I think. And
so does Adam.
Calls it a day. Yeah, Adam's coming for a stop.
Robin gets a 3-second penalty. Not a 3-second penalty, sorry. So that's 6 seconds altogether for him.
We have the Ferrari of Hilly with no nose on my screen. And also Ty-Clear, I think, has also got no nose.
I think you might just be imagining Harry Potter stuff right here. Because, you know what? Never mind. He has got no front wing for me either. That is amazing.
Two of them with no nose.
We've got Voldemort,
wing, no
Voldemort in a Ferrari right here. Right. As, Alberta Tetris almost made the move on Hilly. Just fell short just a bit. Can't imagine how Hilly must be feeling without that front wing at this current time. However, up to P11 for him. He needs to try and claim a few more places if he wants to get some more points for Ferrari.
Yeah, it's still very close between these front four. We've seen, obviously, Dunny has got the 10 seconds to serve when he does choose to stop, which I'll imagine will be soon because he's on the medium.
He might also extend it in hopes of a safety car as well.
Yeah, but Robin is on the hard behind him, so he's definitely going to be going longer.
Yeah, but the problem I think Robin might have is those opening stints with how much he was fighting and how much he was pushing. I don't think he was saving enough to try and so that when those other drivers do push, I think the
Yeah.
undercut is going to be pretty strong and he's going to lose out by more than 2 seconds here.
We've started seeing some people pitting now, so you'd like what say 12 on the medium. So he wants to get at least 15 really done the out of the hards.
As Adam now jumps up to P12, overtakes Tyre Clear. Dooney and Still are fighting as Dooney goes a bit wide. Can he get that move done by going wide? Is this going to be an advantage? Nope, Still flies into the pits, and that's why he took the tighter angle. You can't lie, maybe a 2-stop. I was thinking that. I don't really know the strategy when it comes to pits. Maybe my personal assistants of Brian and Bruno can find me a strategy and he can tell me. However, we got some more drivers into the pits. Aiden into the pits. I think... I don't know how Dooney's going to play this out. If he's going to extend, hope for a safety car, or he's going to be into the pits this time out. However, as soon as Robin gets past, he is going to have to push as much as he can to try and get a big gap to the likes of Still to cover off that undercut. Obviously, he's going to be on the much fresher medium tyres, as I imagine he'll probably be pitting around lap 18 to 17.
Yeah, he's almost pushing Dunny out of that corner. He's right behind him. So I think he's definitely at that point now where his tyres are a bit better than the other guys.
Right
as
now,
you would expect.
If Dooney was to pit, I think he would come out ahead of Still, because Still is 23 seconds behind.
Oh, dude, he's just lost 2 positions there from Ascari.
Oh, yeah.
Robin, sorry.
Robin just lost it.
Dooney went for it, and then Robin lost it to Griffin.
I think Dooney flies into the pits. Griffin stays out on those medium tyres. So now is the time for Robin to push. He's going to have the tyre advantage over Griffin. Can he get the move done coming into turn 1? Going to be side by side. It's going to be pretty close between the two drivers. He goes a bit deep, but still is able to keep it within the white lines. Has that grip to try and get the move on the outside and gets it done. We go on board with Still. Is he going to get the undercut done on Dooney? Yes, he is, and by quite a margin. And that's obviously going to happen because Dooney had a 10-second penalty. Am I silly? I think so.
Yeah. I mean, Dooney to be still P5 after serving it is not too bad. P6 now, but he's got to warm them tyres up.
Still is gaining time to the leader. 22.3 seconds is the gap between them. LD Rel with a 3-second penalty. I think Alberta Tetris is about to make a move on Ty Clear. 4 attempts and dropping. Robin Rest is going to have to start pushing those tyres soon.
This bug with the no noses, they don't half look like funny when you get a head-on view. We got it's Farhan. There's also now not got one. But I think it's anybody who changes their wing when they put the new one on, it bugs out.
Oh, so Robin into the pits, possibly on the 2-stop then. Can he get the undercut of Still? Still gets ahead. By how much, though? I don't think it's going to be that big of a margin. He's going to be on those medium tyres. Only a few laps fresher. However, those cold tyres are going to not really help him.
He needed to sort of call it there, didn't he? Because any more laps and he would have just been dropping time to Steele then. So I think he's timed that one quite nicely, really.
Yeah.
Just whether he can keep them.
Because I don't think those tyres will go to the end. So I imagine he's...
Yeah, the front left is going to definitely take a battering.
Could we see a puncture? Could we see a puncture at the end of this race? Who knows?
Possibly. I mean, he's got to do 13 on it, hasn't he? So, yeah.
Oh, Farhan goes off the track. Hopefully he rejoins safely, but he just misjudged his braking. Went straight on. As Tooney is catching up to the back of Aiden. Justice for Ashton here in the chat. That's all I'm going to say. As we now enter the stage of the race where it gets a bit quiet and the grid gets a bit
Well, we
split.
say that, but Robin's having a look on steel at the minute. He's not quite going to be able to get it done into turn 1 this time round, but he definitely had a little like poke out, trying to pull the bluff, I think, on steel. There he goes around the outside.
Yeah, he has got those fresher tires, more grip on the mediums.
Yeah, much more.
Now is the chance for him to get a gap, especially with those 3-second penalties he has picked up throughout this race.
Yeah, I think we're going to see these two fighting.
No.
Again, like if Robin does pull away, I think we may see them come back when towards the end of the race when Dr. Steele will be on the better tire at that point.
Oh, as Farhan and LD Rail are fighting as much as they can, almost pushing each other off the track. One thing I want to know is what happened to Farhan, because did he have a 10-second penalty or something? Because he was up there and he pitted early.
He got damaged, didn't he?
Oh, that might have been it. It might have, yeah.
He was the Haas that picked up right wing damage, which is why he has no nose for us, because he's changed it.
Right. Guys, just please don't change your nose if you've got any damage, because it looks weird. If you're watching the stream while racing.
It does.
As Still is going to be re-overtaking Robin. Don't let Batman know. You get it? His name's Robin. Anyway, Still takes the lead of this race. And is back up. I think it's going to be a fight between these two. Robin's about to make a move back. Obviously not here. As you know what I just realized, I think Division 2 is the only time Ricky is going to see Ferrari at the top consistently. Ashton, take that joke, make me want to jump out my window. Okay. Hey, it was funny. Farhan about to re-overtake Pipe Tech. He's up to P10. Who is next? As everyone's just sort of in no man's land right now. LD Rail, he seems like he's got the speed to try and overtake Farhan. Or as you say it, it's ZF.
FX.
It's
FX.
FX. Yeah, but I say Z. Honestly.
It's FX. That was just what I called him on the first race because it just seemed easier at the time, and then it clicked afterwards that it's Farhan.
What turn is turn 6? Do you know? I don't actually I don't actually recall.
2, 4, 5. Is
it the second chicane?
I think it's over the exit there. I think. Did they count this little kink?
I have no clue, to be honest.
You got turn 1, turn 2, and then there's like a little kink to the right before you go into the sweeper. So I don't know if they count that as turn 3. Then that long right hand is turn 4, which would then put the exit of the chicane as turn 6.
I think
if not, it will be the next corner.
Ricky said Lesmo 2 is turn 6.
Lesmo.
All right.
Really?
Yeah, I think so. Well, that is good to know.
So they don't count the right hander as a corner then, because it's more like straight flat out.
Wait, Lesmo 1 is turn 6. I have no clue.
Lesmo 1, yeah. That's what I was thinking, Lesmo 1.
Right then.
Lesmo 2.
I hope you guys have prepared yourself. We are going to go on board with Robin and Still.
The Steele's managed to get back ahead, so Robin didn't manage to get any advantage on the mediums.
Stoney gets ahead of Meza. Quite a few penalties we've seen this race. Actually, it's a bit surprising, to be honest. As is Robin going to make a move coming to the second chicane? Looks for it, doesn't go for it. As they now enter turn 6 to 7. Hey.
He got it in there. Well,
Anyway.
White Tech and Rail were battling down the straight there, and they brought themselves right on the back of Varhan now.
7 seconds is the gap to P8 as well. So these guys, they can either do two things: just fight for position, or work together to try and catch up to the back. As Adam and Alberta Tetris are still fighting. Alberta Tetris having a pretty strong race here, if I'm being quite honest. I know the last time out he's had a bit of struggles throughout the way. However, he is looking like he's on the course for a pretty strong race. Is Farhan going to make a move on steel coming down to turn 1? He doesn't do it just yet. Adam overtakes Alberta Tetris. Alberta Tetris looking for the move down the inside. Can he get it done on Adam? I think he can. Adam goes a bit deep, and Alberta Tetris overtakes P7. And now it's 8 seconds behind 6th place. No, it wouldn't have worked that time, so I didn't do it. I think these guys are still side by side, actually. Robin is about to make a move on steel as they enter the chicane now. Getting pretty close right up to his gearbox. Who needs to drive an F1 car when you can take a Ford Focus round a roundabout? That's my saying. Don't you agree?
When I had my Focus, yeah, but then I blew the turbo on it, so yeah. I was maybe a bit too aggressive, but no, it got an oil leak and then blew. So
yeah.
So now I have a C-Max instead.
Oh, I don't have a car. I'm saving up for a McLaren though, so it's fine.
Yeah, it'd be a while.
No, like 20, 30 years. So Robin's chasing down still. These guys not really fighting as much as they did in those in that, what's it called, opening stage. Who do we think is going to have the advantage here, Still or Robin? 7 laps remaining. Obviously Robin's on those medium tires. However, he did pit a bit early. But if you guys are in chat, put your suggestions in on who we think's going to come out on top in these final 7 laps of this race. So we actually have our second pit stop of the day. That is Pipe Tech. 7 laps remaining though. I don't know if that was the right call. Obviously, anything can happen in these final 7 laps. So he might be able to bounce back up and try and claim a point. As from P12 down to P8, everyone with penalties. Oh, as there's a yellow flag. Who is that for? I think that was for Alberta Tetris. Might have just went over the curves coming towards the final chicane. Robin going to make a move coming down to this turn right here. I think that's turn 3. Gets it done. Pretty stinky camera angle. We'll go back on board with Still doing well not to get any penalties.
Yeah, he needs to keep his nose clean. And he doesn't need to worry about fighting the position as much. I mean, obviously, being a racer, you want it on track, but if he can't get it, then he doesn't need it.
There's a yellow flag. I don't know who that's for. Is that for Adam? Yes, it is. Adam has had a spin in Sector 1. He's got a puncture!
Oh, he has. Front
oh,
left. So
and he's pretty far from the pit. Oh,
he's trying to keep it,
Yeah.
but I can't imagine what it's
I
like to
don't think
drive that car.
I don't think he's gonna make
11 laps he's done on them.
it. Oh my, really?
Yeah.
11 laps, and he's got a
And they've
puncture.
gone. I wonder if it was debris. I
As
mean,
Meza comes
the
into the
chances are
pits.
slim, but
Could we see a virtual safety car? Meza into the pits. So that is an indication of
he
how
needs to
things
just
will
try
go.
and keep off the racing line as much as he can when the cars are coming up behind him and trundle that back to the pits. Shame.
So Alberto Tetris finally takes P5. Could he be on for a strong finish here? 25 seconds is the gap to P4. Meza comes out the pits in P6, fighting for, no, P7. Another yellow flag. That is for Adam. He is stopped on that final corner.
Yeah,
And he's in the
spun it
gravel. Has
again.
he beached himself?
I imagine as he's gone to turn in, it's just gone rotating all the way round.
So we've got Meza and Farhan fighting. Can Meza get the move done? He looks like he can. Has the entire straight to stay ahead. Can they catch up to the back of Alberto Tetris? All of these drivers with penalties. So it's all going to be a fight on track. Adam unfortunately retires from this race after picking up a puncture on lap 20. Robin on still once again. Could we see another intense end to this race? 4 laps remaining, I think. As we now enter the closing stages. Meza catching up to the back of Alberto Tetris. Being on those soft tires, is he on soft tires? No, being on those medium tires, he's going to overtake pretty quickly. And I think the best he can do at this current time is P5. I don't imagine he's going to be catching 27 seconds in the next few laps.
Hard track to pull that off.
As
There was more braking zones, then a bit easier, but with this one being on throttle for, what was it, around 80% of the lap?
Yeah.
Like, yeah, that's a hard one for him to do.
It's all Griffin
These two
really
still
has to do
very
as
close
well.
at the front.
Griffin, all Griffin needs to do is just find a bit of time, and then he could be on for a P2 here. As Robin,
and with these two battling, that could be helping him.
Oh, a bit of
little touch
contact there. Gets ahead just for now. He really wants to get this win on track. Oh, almost going wheel to wheel. Almost woo. What? Wheel hooking. What was that? Oh my god, that was abysmal. As Aiden, is he going to make a move coming down to turn 1? No, he's not. Woo hooking. That's a new one. Is Robin going to make a move? Not just yet. Coming up to lap 25. The top 2 in qualifying are the top 2 in the race. Who will come out on top? The pole sitter, which is most likely what's going to happen, unless something happens in the final few laps of this race. However, Griffin is catching. If Steele can hold Robin off, or at least try and back him up just a bit, it might cost him. As everyone is pretty much in no man's land. We've got a few drivers fighting for position. However, the main fight is between Robin and this Ferrari. Obviously, the second Ferrari just outside of the points. Could potentially gain points depending on the penalties for the cars ahead. However, we're going to leave that as a surprise. You guys will have to guess who has what penalties.
We've got Pipe Tech and Mirror battling at the moment. Oh, Mirror just clipped the grass as he went past Pipe Tech. That could have been disastrous. But it didn't seem to unsettle the car too much for him, luckily.
As we are about to get another overtake at the front of the grid as well. Robin versus Still. Griffin catching up pretty well. He just needs to gain 1.6 seconds. Goes for a dive on the outside. Can he get it to stick? Goes over the curb. Does he have the grip? I don't believe he had, so yeah.
I imagine his front left is screaming at him at the minute.
He just...
Gonna look again, though.
Yeah. He really wants this win on track. It's not that long left to go. Lap and a half until he wins on the track.
Griffin is sniffing. Griffin is sniffing.
He needs to find 9 attempts in the next lap or so. Definitely possible if these two are fighting. But does he have the tyres to do so? Is he pitted a bit early? Dooney's actually catching up to the back as well.
I was just about to say that. He's getting very close to the back of him. So he's sort of having to look behind him as well as trying to get forwards.
Anything can happen in this final lap. Still could pick up a penalty. And then that means Robin could win, or even Griffin could catch it in the final lap of this race. But here we go, entering the final lap. Still versus Robin. Who will come out on top as they fight all the way down to the line of the first turn. Still with the advantage for now. Griffin, all he needs to do is five attempts. Oh my god, there was a bit of contact there. I think Robin just misjudged the braking. Obviously, Still on much older tyres, just going to have to lift off a bit earlier than Robin probably would have expected, but that is going to cost him dearly, and that in fact is going to cost him his podium altogether if Dooney is able to keep it together and stay with Griffin. He doesn't really need to fight for position here. He's pretty much guaranteed a podium if he can stay within those 3 seconds of Robin. So far, he needs to find at least a 10th and a bit. However, Robin has seemed to have found some pace back and is pulling that gap away from Griffin. So coming onto the final lap, we could see the tightest of margins for that P2 spot. Is he going to keep it coming towards the Scari and then Parabolica? We shall see as Griffin finally finds some more time. How much battery have you saved? This still gets a 3-second penalty. So I don't think Griffin's close enough, actually. I don't think he's close enough. 3.6 seconds. P2. He might need to fight. So Still's going to win it. However, is he going to be able to get
dropped it.
The podium? 3.6 seconds.
For Farhan.
Farhan gets a puncture. Oh, and he's going to be out of this race.
And Griffin
still wins, and Robin rests. So that last lap, first turn contact is what cost Robin his podium. Don't know what happened there. Maybe just misjudged the braking. Obviously, his tyres were 14 laps old, so it is going to play a fact into that. Meza with the 2-stop was just unable to do enough to try and claim any more spots. He gets P5 for now after having a race ban last time out. Alberto Tetris with his best finish of the day, but he gets a penalty, falls back down to P7. He did 18 laps on those tyres, now P9. He's falling back further down the grid. Tyre clear up to P7, Hilly up to P6. LD Rail just about able to get those final points in P10, followed by Mirror, Pipe Tech, Shrek Totalis, RS Salguero, Andreas, and Farhan for those final 5 around that. But then Adam, Vintrix, and Drizzle all retiring from the race, either from damage or having a puncture towards the very end of this race. But that is going to be it for round 3 in Monza. Hope you've had a great time as we just go on board with our race winner as he does his victory outlap. Did a Meza 2-stop? He did indeed.
I think it's been a decent race. Monza can be one of them tracks that people pull gaps and it slows down a little bit, but I think there was quite a few nice overtakes in that one.
Yeah.
Round the outside, we saw a couple moves. We saw a switchback in that first chicane,
Oh,
or a switchback attempt. I'm not sure if he quite got it done. I know he got back alongside him, but yeah, I think racing wise, it was quite a good one.
so we just wait for the final driver to cross the line.
Do you want to know something?
Our final driver to come and finish this race, still takes the win. Robin just about losing out on the podium. I imagine some of the stewards will be busy due to that earlier stint in the race with the first turn in the virtual safety car. However, that is for the stewards to decide. However, for now, this is our podium. Still Griffin and then Dooney, who done well considering he had a 5-place grid drop. Corey quits the stewarding. So that means Lanky, you're going to be making all the decisions from now on. So
Yeah.
that's it for round 3. And we can go back to my beautiful face once more.
Race ban to everybody.
Race ban to everybody. We should have a steward ban to all the stewards, in my opinion. But yeah, and also a 10-second penalty. That is a good thing to add as well. He had a 10-second penalty and the grid drop. But that is going to be it for this race. It's been a good race. Obviously, a bit of messy turn 1, lap 1. But that is more than likely to happen around Monza, especially with the drivers learning these new cars. But Lanky, what do you think of that race?
I quite enjoyed it.
Mm.
The fight at the front was especially that first stint. There was 4 of them all there battling. It was a good battle, and then we had Pipe Tech and that in the mid pack with Hilly at the time, and yeah, I think racing wise, it gave us plenty of action, plenty of things to look at.
Yeah, so I agree, and we are going to be moving on to next week. It's going to be Singapore. Any predictions for that race? Obviously, it's a race where it does rain as well.
Yeah, I was just about to say that rain.
Mm.
I'd expect rain in one of the sessions, a bit like today.
Yeah,
If not both, but yeah, it's another one of those tracks it's got plenty of heavy braking zones, and it's tight. So I think that one is going to bring us plenty of stuff to commentate on.
Yeah. But that is next week at the same time as always. However, until then, we shall see you tomorrow, or well, Lanky will see you tomorrow for the stream for Division 1 around Monza, where hopefully there is just as much action. Just as much. Oh my god, you know what? Go on, Lanky, sign off. I can't speak. Can't speak today.
There's just as much action.
There we go. There we go. Jeez, but that is going to be it from us. We shall see you guys next time. Peace out. Play the intro song. I don't have one. See ya.